I know. I'm working on it.
In the shop, getting ready to do some filler work on these parts here, get all the imperfections out, get everything smoothed down. Hopefully I can get it done by today. 2 parts in one day. Again, usually it takes me about 5 hours to do one part, so that's usually uh, for 2 parts it'd be like 10 hours. But let's see, maybe if we do them both at the same time, I can cut that down to maybe less than 8 hours. We'll see. All right, just popped out this season 1 and 2 pod, and it's looking good. I just got to trim the edges. And this customer that ordered the dash also ordered a pod with it, so this one will be trimmed for you, and it's coming out of mold. That's the way you wanted it. I will make sure I put the hole in there as well, drill that out for you, and get this trimmed off. There you go. That's how it looks on the dash. Alright, there's the first bit of filler. You can see I always get that seam line. Make sure I go that seam line all the way around, because that's where you'll find a lot of the imperfections. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry. I got the heat on so I can dry a little bit faster. And then I'll go and block that out. Alright, put a little bit of filler on that scanner bay here. As you can see, we get that nice and flat where that seam line went. So I just had a little bit of filler. I still got to put a little bit more on this bumper on the sides. Let's use a little bit more here and on this seam line, but I ran out, so I'll get some more filler and put it on there. Yeah, it's the first coat, and while that one's drying, this one should be dry. Yeah, this is good. So I'll just go back and forth. I'll put my filler on here, and when this dries, while this is drying, I'll put filler on there, and then I'll just come over and sand this, and by the time I'm done sanding that, go back to that part. Try to multitask this time. Alright, that's smoothing this out. I like to use 80 grit to break down this filler. And then I go from 80 to 180 and clean it all up, smooth it out. Alright, looking pretty there. I went and filled here anyway, even though this gets cut out. I just, by habit, I did it anyway.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and where I'll go in life still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago.
I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. Go! To last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grieving. Put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic, keep them out your face, no way, you don't want them, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy, the enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me, I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this, freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus, living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you see?
Alright, here it is. After sanding that first pass of filler, it's looking pretty nice. Got the seam line all smooth all the way across. Okay, now when you do the seam line, I mean, I could just do like here, just do wherever there's an imperfection, but sometimes it's just easier just to run it all the way across and then just smooth it out with the sanding block, and it seems like that works better for me. But sometimes, yeah, it's just a little imperfection here and there, and I'll just fill those few spots. You can see where I put tape. There's a little void there I gotta fix. Still down here where you're not gonna see, I'm gonna fix that anyway. There's still a little bit of a dimple there, so I'll fix that. This doesn't really matter, but I might fix it anyway. And there's a little, this is gonna be cut out, so I'm not sure. I might put filler in there, I might not, because all this is just gonna be cut out. This really is irrelevant. I got a little tiny one here. Over here looks real good on this seam line here. Found one little spot there. Probably fill that in right here where the tape is. And everything else looks good. So now I'm going to flip this over and do the other side. And when I mean the other side, I mean all this bottom shelf needs to be sanded over down here. All the way across over here. I found a little void, little low spot there I got to fill. And a little spot here I got to fill. So this is what I'm talking about, the down side on the underside, and also the top here, like any little imperfections here. Some here I want to put filler on, a little bit here, and a little bit spot there. Alright, quick look at this bumper. I just sanded the first round of filler. Got the shelf nice and smooth. Little low spot there that I need to fill right here, but everything else came out good. Found a little bit of spots here. Probably the primer would fill that, but I'll just skim coat that right there. Did a little hiccup there. Okay, and I still got to do the side here, and this side here I got to smooth this side out back right here, and then a couple spots at the bottom. And when I flip it over, I'll check this top lip here and see if there's any imperfections there that I gotta fill. And now I'm gonna scoop back over here and start working on this filler that's dried. Get this all smoothed out. And it's got real hard, so I'll use a cheese grater on it. dash has been sanded over and over. The filler, the second filler that I put, all those spots have been sanded down from the underneath side. Okay, so this thing's pretty much ready for primer now. This nose, you can see I got a little bit more sanding on this thing. This is coming out good too. I skim coated that seam line that went down here. So I'm going to start working on this right now because I got to sand this filler. Alright guys, this looks like it's the last bit of filler right there. Got that low spot that was still there. A little bit more on there, on the edge. Even did the inside where you don't even see. Okay, so this is, I believe that's the last bit of filler for this one, and then it should be ready for primer. I went and skim coated at the top just to make sure there's nothing in there. And this dash had one more spot right here that I missed, and that should be good. You can see what I'm talking about, having a hard time sanding in here because it's just, you know, this shelf and all these little edges, it's not easy to sand up in these grooves. It takes a while. I've been working on this all day and it's getting done, but it's a lot of work. So I think tomorrow these things are going to be ready for primer. So I got the heat on still. It's getting a little colder tonight, but this stuff's getting, I put extra hardener. It's getting hard pretty quick. So don't have to wait too long. See, that's already getting tacky right there. I just did this. So I can't wait to get this done. Woo! Alright, just finished up the sanding and all the filler work is done on both of these parts. I don't know what time it is, but it's dark and it's raining. I didn't even know it was raining. I haven't took not one break. When I go at it, I just work non-stop. I don't even drink water sometimes. Today I didn't drink any water, didn't eat no food. Well, I ate food before I came out, but yeah, I just, when I'm in the mood for getting something done, I just work until I get it done. And this bumper's finished up. See that edge? Fixed all this inner piece to it. Made sure that edge was nice and smooth. Made sure this shelf was nice and flat up here. That's for the scanner. Scanner bar sits right up on top. Made sure this edge here nice and smooth. Alright, so next video, I might not be priming tomorrow depending on the weather. If it's raining, I'm not going to be able to primer because I don't really want to primer in the shop because that stuff just gets everywhere. So if it's raining tomorrow, I might have to primer Tuesday, but I'm going to try to shoot it tomorrow as long as the weather's good because I like to have the garage shop door open and you know, kind of shoot it out here. Alright guys, that's it for this video. This is Jacob, Knight Rider Shop Garage here, finishing up a 2TV dash, season 1 style, and a 4-season Knight Rider bumper, original from the show. Knight Rider. Alright guys, take care. Alright guys, I got asked this a while back about how to install the speaker grills in this 1TV dash. It's a dash on original dash pad look. So what you're going to do is line this up here, and you're going to mark right here to there and just cut it off. That's one way to do it, and then you could just slide it in there, sit it in there. Or what I prefer to do is you make a notch right here in the fiberglass down here where my finger is, and you cut out about a 1/2 inch from here to about right there, and this will actually slide right into that slot. That way you don't have to cut it. Okay, and that's pretty much it. If you want to keep it there permanently, you could always if you got the older style grills, you can epoxy it in there. If you got the newer style grills, the ones with the nuts, you know, just drill a hole and then put the nut on from the other side. But yeah, that's how you do the grills on this dash. Not too hard to do. This one fits in there pretty good. But again, I like the second option better than rather than cutting it, because if you cut it, you're probably going to see the cut mark a little bit. And if you slide it into that groove here, it'll look a little bit more clean in my opinion. But that's it.